In today's video, we are going to analyze the opening Budapest defense. I have never treated chess as an instrument for achieving great sporting success. For me, the most important thing was the inner contents of the fight, the inner of two opponents at the board. This was well said by Tigran Petrosyan in 1929. He was born in 1929 and he died in 1984. So let's continue with our game. Budapest defense starts with d4 if white plays d4 and black plays knight f6, and he immediately goes for c4. Now e5 is the start of the Budapest defense, or it's called as Indian defense. The standard move over here is d into e5. I'm going to show that if white plays the move like d5, then black is better over here. The reason is that bishop is going to give the check immediately, and if white goes for bishop d2, now queen e7. If a3 by white, now bishop into bishop, knight into d2, and knight a6. The point that knight is going to jump over here. b4 by white, as white has gained a lot of tempo in this position, but the problem is that now black goes for over here on king side expansion. e4, e3 by white. Now the move is, the standard move over here is c5. You may go also with move, simple developing move, and that is d6. Knight e2, knight is coming to f4. Now the thing is, you are going to play the move castle, and if knight comes over here on knight d4, now you are going to reroute your knight. But before that, you may go over here like this also. Bishop, developing your bishop to g5. Now if bishop e2, bishop to e2, queen queen into e2. Now black can develop easily, and black can reroute his knight from b8 to d7, and black has the equal position. Although it might seems that white has many extended pawns, but you can utilize your advantage that your pawns are way too extended. So the standard move d into e5. Now knight g4, and here this is the fourth best continuation. This was played by Tigran Petrosyan, and it is a very sharp line. The standard move by white is over here is that bishop f4, protecting this pawn. If you go for it, if you are going to play the line and protect the pawn, then knight c6, again threatening this pawn, knight f3, protecting the pawn. On e5, bishop b4 check. Now knight bd2 and queen to e7, still threatening this pawn. So e3 and knight g into e5, knight into e5, knight into e5, bishop e2, and white is going to castle, and black is going to develop his d6 pawn and going to develop his bishop. The game may continue like this: d6, castle, castle, knight b3. The point of knight b3 is that white is going to say that I am going to challenge your bishop over here, and if you will move this bishop over here or here, I am going to pick it up. So knight d7 first. Now you are going to reroute your knight, and also saying that if you play the move e3 now, I am going to play the move bishop over here. If you will take my bishop, I'm going to take it with knight. Reason behind this move is knight e7, e3, bishop c5, knight into c5, knight into c5, b4, and now knight e6. It is better over here. And here you will help your bishop like this also. So bishop g3, rook e8, first developing the rook. And here, if you see, black can he has just problem with white his light square bishop, but he can develop it on d7 to c6. He can develop it like this way. If white tries to counter it, this double pawns does not harm black's position, and the game is equal in equal territory. This happens if the move bishop bishop to f4 is being played. What happens if white plays the move knight f3? This is another line. Now bishop c5, threatening this check over here. e3 is standard reply by white. Now knight c6. Going to say that I'm going to take this pawn. Now the move is bishop e2 first, castle, castle, and now black takes the pawn. Knight g into e5, knight c3, but white goes for just developing his knight. Now knight into f3 check, bishop into f3, knight e5. The concept of this was that going to bring the knight over here, then play the move d6 and these two pieces. For example, over here, yes, rook e8 first, now b3, and if you play the move like this, d6. Sorry, my nut is giving a problem to me. a5 first. The reason behind a5 is that you are saying that I'm not going to let you play the move like a3, b4, challenging my bishop over here immediately. And if something like that happens, even if you play the move rook to b8, I'm going to play this bishop on this diagonal and continuously keeping an eye on this diagonal. The reason I'm playing this a5 move is this. So knight e4, for example, and bishop f8. Now black has thought, okay, I'm going to not go for this diagonal. I'm going to go for this diagonal. I may play this move to g6 and tuck my bishop over here on g7, which will be eyeing this diagonal. And bishop b2. And bishop b2 and now d6. And see, this knight is better placed over here in this position. And here the game is equal. This bishop is going to develop. Just going to develop tempo. Hitting this knight over here. The game is in equal territory. We go back to our position, and here from where the position starts, like just a moment over here, and white plays the move e3 immediately. This is also the standard reply. Then how to continue? In this position, you are going to take the pawn immediately. Knight into e5. h3. The reason behind developing this knight over here is that he does not want his bishop to be blocked. Bishop diagonal to be blocked. And this knight is not challenged immediately because this d pawn is still on d7. And white can just go for over here on f4. The reason behind was that now bishop b4 check, bishop d2, a5. The concept is that I am going to protect this bishop. If you take it, no problem. Then you're, for example, if here bishop into bishop, pawn into bishop, this knight would have a problem to develop his own natural square, and that is c3. If it tries to hit this pawn, immediately. Now you are going to give away this pawn and you're going to just develop d6. And if he white blunders by taking the pawn, now a simple move that knight a6 first develop the knight, running this queen. Queen has to move. Queen a4 check. Now first bishop d7. Queen has to move back. Queen goes back. Queen d7. Now even you can pick this knight. And see, the structure of white is completely destroyed. If it takes this pawn over here on b4, so instead, in this position, the best move for white is that he is going to develop the knight over here on knight c3. And the move is d6. Now knight to f4. And knight, first is, the main thing is that there are actually different moves over here. There are two main moves which have been played in the game, and that is c6, stopping white to play the move d4, knight's move. But I will not suggest this move. The reason behind is that it weakens this pawn on d7. I would say that you go for immediately knight b d7, because now if knight comes immediately over here, now you can play the move c6 with tempo. And if white goes back on f4, now you can develop the queen with like this, queen e7, protecting this pawn. And if here white goes for a3, hitting this bishop, now bishop comes back. So I would suggest the move bishop knight knight bd7 first, instead of playing this c6 move immediately. Yes, c6 move immediately instead of knight bd7 first. So if knight after knight bd7, white if does not go immediately for over here on d5 square, and he plays the move a3 first. Now it is better to take the knight on c3 after bishop into c3. Now the move is e4, stopping black from expanding over here. Now if white develops like normally, the move bishop to e2, you just may go for castle. And in the next moves, you are going to develop your knight like this even, or you may develop your bishop like this. And you may reroute your knight from over here to over here on e6. And black is equal in this position. So we go back to our main move from where the deviation basically starts. And that was the e4 move. What happens if white goes for knight c3? This is the most standard reply and the most common reply, knight c3. Then the main move over here is knight into e5. Now knight f3. Challenging knight here. Knight into c4. Now queen d5. Knight b6. Queen e5 check. Queen e7. Queen into c7. Knight c6 and e4. And the move is, for example, d6. Queen into queen. Bishop into queen. Bishop e3. And you may develop normally castle, and here the position is equal for white, for black in this sequence of the moves. So we have looked at all the moves, that the knight c3 continuation. We have gone through the knight e3 continuation. We have gone through bishop f4 continuation. We have gone through knight f3 continuation. Through the fifth main move, that is the e4, and it is the sharpest way to counter the Budapest gambit is by playing in the center. The main line bishop f4 is associated with Rubenstein's. Uh, for example, there was I would want to show you something that, for example, if bishop f4, back plays the move knight c6, knight f3, bishop b4 check, knight. We check the move over here in this position, knight to d2. White plays the move knight c3. Then the thing is that black is immediately going to disturb the white structure. Bishop into c3, b into c3, queen e7, putting pressure on this pawn, and queen d5. In this position, white retains his extra pawn, but in return, black gets a lot of mobility. The standard reply over here is f6, and white has to take e into f6. Knight comes back, knight f6. Queen has to move back, queen d3, and black can just play the move d6 first. After that, for example, g3, protecting this bishop. Now, the move is castle. White is going to attack on these sides. Black has control of this center. At the expense of one pawn, white has these two double pawns and one pawn, and white has three pawn islands, whereas black has just two pawn islands. And on the queen side, his all pawns are connected. And in most of the games, uh, black draws this position. But white has also won these games also. For example, e3 in this position, it is the main move. Now, knight e5. Knight into e5, d into e5, bishop goes back, bishop d7, e4, bishop c6, developing the bishop, f3, knight h5, hitting the bishop, queen e3, knight into g3, h into g3, and long castle. And white's king is properly protected. Black's king is properly protected, and black has this open fight which might be challenged immediately, but he can just go for minority attack over here. The only thing in black's position is the liability of this isolated pawn on e5. So, as this is the main variation, so I'm going to look at in depth. For example, if black castles here, now the move is that white immediately strikes this pawn. After d into c5, now the move is bishop e2. White has given back the pawn, but this pawn structure is ruined, and this bishop is stronger. White's bishop is stronger. King e8 getting way of check of any type of checks over here. Now white castles and b6. Still, this position is equal. You can make plans in it. You can help your bishop like this. This knight, you can reroute it. For example, you may move your queen to like you may move your queen to like this, reroute your knight over here and provoke white to play the move like this on c4. This is one type of the plan, or you may immediately go for hitting this bishop over here on f4. So if instead of here, the second main move is that white just goes for bishop e2. Now you play the move knight e4. But after bishop e2, here one you can the thing I told you that you can fetch to your bishop over here, and we'll look at that also. Because b6 now queen c2. The point is to reroute the queen, and the one is going to reroute the queen. The second thing is going to bring the bishop in front of this battery fight on this diagonal on h7 square. Now we can't develop the bishop. Sorry, we can't develop the bishop in this position to b7. As this would be a tricky one, you may develop it, but it would get tricky. The reason is that c5, and after d5, this bishop is opened, and you can't move immediately this knight anywhere. If you try to move it, sorry, after white's move castle, if you try to move this bishop like knight a5, it is out of the game actually. Still, it is possible, but it is out of the game. There's one that you may play your bishop to c6, bring your knight over here to b7, then to d6. This might be one of the idea. But the question is, will you have this too much tempo? Because after knight e5, so rook a, the point is rook e8. You are going to utilize these half open files. This is the black's concept. Or the second move will be like bishop e d4, for example. Now rook fd1, bishop, for example, now goes over here. The problem you see that this knight is stuck over here. This knight can't be developed over here. So this knight, the move in this position after white has played this move and given back the move, if white does not play this move, this move, then it is possible. For example, he just goes for another move like he goes for castle. Now you can easily leave this bishop by playing the move knight e5. So these are the little minutes in a position which you must keep in your mind when you are studying these types openings. That a single move may change the complete aspect of the game. I may play with black because I see that there is a problem in white's position. So if here, for example, if white does not go over here and he just simply develop his bishop, then I can develop my bishop like this also, hitting this pawn. And if white castles over here, now bishop f7. Taking this away, bringing this bishop like this. White has to play this c5 move to make this bishop active. Remember that. After d into c5, now his bishop is active. He has given back the pawn, but his bishop is now very active. And remember, the white's plan is that going to queen c2, bringing his bishop to d3, going to attack on this h7 pawn. So I hope you understood the concept behind Budapest defense and how to play the opening phase of Budapest defense. It is a fun to play, but remember, if you want to make play it permanently, you will need to learn a lot of theory. You will have to need to learn a lot of theory of it, and sometimes or many times it becomes tricky to defend with black. But it is a good blitz weapon. I hope you enjoyed my today's video. Kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon button and also like it. Thank you.